Here we have a problem where a box is sliding through an inclined plane. And we want to solve for various things such as the resultant force of an object. Now, since we are asked to solve for the resultant force of an object, most likely we will be using the second law of motion. As you all know, the general term that we use in order for us to express the second law of motion, the common ones is actually F is equals to mass times acceleration. But we also have the original definition of force, which is actually delta P over time, change in momentum over time. For this question, okay, we're going to calculate the resultant force on the box. Since the box is already accelerating at 2.6 meter per second squared, and the mass is equivalent to 65 kilograms, we're just going to simply apply the simple equation for the second law of motion to identify the resultant force of a box. So that gives you 65 multiplied by 2.6. So quick computation, 65 times 2.6, and you will get 169 newtons. Now, for the last part, you are asked to solve for the resistive force on the box. For this one, you'll be needing an additional information in order for us to solve for the resistive force on the box. Alright, so how are we going to solve for resistive force on the box? So we're just going to go back here and look at the drawing that we have here. Notice that the box is actually falling down in this inclined plane. And if the box is falling down in that inclined plane, you'll not be able to use just the regular weight of the box, but you'll be using the weight that is actually acting on this side. And that derives to mg sine theta. Okay? From there, we can actually now identify what are the forces acting on it. So of course you have your R, then that's equal to your resultant force. So that's F is equals to mg sine theta. That's the force allowing the box to go downward the slope. And of course, you should subtract your resistive force, I mean. So that gives you 169 equals to 65 times 9.8 sine 20 degrees minus R. Okay? So of course, reworking everything that you have here, 65 times 9.8 times sine 20. Okay? You'll get that. Then you subtract the value of 169, 1 minus 169, and you will get your R as a value of 48.9 newtons. This is now the resistive force of the slope.